Good afternoon, Carmel. I'm Ted Paya.
And I'm Maya Henderson. On today's show, you'll hear from the host on Kim Jong-un's visit to China, the Carmel Marathon, and a Heineken ad controversy.
You'll also hear from Marissa on the catastrophe at the Ohio Clinic in bacteria and kids' toys, Will on the NFL draft, and McLean on celebrities at the March for Our Lives.
It's going to be a great show, but first let's roll the intro.
This week, North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un made an unannounced visit to Beijing, China. In Kim Jong-un's visit, he discussed with President Xi Jinping his commitment to the idea of denuclearizing the Korean peninsula. This is definitely a good sign for the U.S., and hopefully this shows a step towards starting up peaceful relationships with North Korea. Trump still plans on meeting with him, though. Kim Jong-un and Trump hopefully will meet and resolve the nuclear tension between each other. And in other news, 2 American airline pilots claimed to see an unidentified flying object that passed overhead. There was a second sighting just minutes later. This could be one of the first real and most believable sightings to date. But nothing more has come up of the UFO, so this could just be another missed sighting.
The Lansing State Journal reports that Michigan State University was apparently billed by a public relations firm for $500,000 to monitor the social media accounts of Larry Nassar's victims and others. The firm billed for work done by 18 different employees, and at least 5 employees billed MSU for more than $50,000, including one employee who billed for $90,000 and another employee who billed for $120,000. This monitoring started as soon as the Indianapolis Star made the first public accusations against Nassar, but the public relations firm no longer works with MSU. Yesterday, victim Rachel Denhollander responded to the news by tweeting, "If MSU wanted to know about me and the other survivors, they could have just talked to us. We had outstanding offers to meet with them." Others criticized MSU for not spending as much time and effort on monitoring employees. 54-year-old Nassar is currently serving a 60-year federal prison sentence for 3 child pornography convictions. He's also been sentenced to decades in prison for 10 state sexual assault charges on Tuesday. William Strample, Nassar's former boss, was charged with misconduct in office, sexual assault, and 2 counts of willful neglect of duty as part of an Attorney General office's investigation of sexual misconduct at MSU. Now over to Marissa with more news.
Hello, Carmel. I'm Marissa Ryan with your news update. It was reported this week that an Ohio fertility clinic underwent a catastrophic failure, resulting in a loss of 4,000 eggs and embryos. According to Genetics and Society.org, only 2 to 12% of eggs are even viable to be frozen. Nearly 950 families were affected by the tank's rising temperature, destroying many of their possibilities to have children. The heartbreaking letter was sent on Monday, confirming the temperature fluctuation had destroyed all of the specimens held within the tank. 36-year-old Elliot Ash, who froze his sperm in 2003 just before he underwent chemotherapy, is one of the many affected. Ash and his wife had already had a son via in vitro in 2015, but had always planned to give their son a biological sibling. The Ash family, devastated at the change of plans, filed a class action lawsuit in state court seeking compensatory damages. While some couples are left wondering how they will build a family, a new study shows that you could be putting your family in danger. Bath time is a part of many child's basic routine, but what parents don't realize is that the little rubber duck could be opening their child to over 350 different species of bacteria. These pathogenic bacteria are said to potentially cause eye, ear, and stomach infections. Researchers from Swiss Federal Institute of Aquatics tested 19 different bath toys and found over 75 million cells of bacteria per square centimeter in the duck. This eye-opening research could protect your kids or siblings from sickness. That is all for your news update. Now back to Ted and Maya at the host desk.
Thank you, Marissa. Well, there's only a couple minutes left until spring break begins, and many of us are traveling this year, but for the people that are staying in Carmel, I would check out the Carmel Marathon tomorrow. Don't let the word marathon scare you from participating, though. You can sign up for different event levels, like the 5K, the 8K, and other events. You are also not obligated to run, so it could also just be a good chance to get outside and walk. Even if you don't plan on running or walking, try to show up and cheer on the runners. The opening ceremony will start at 7:45 in the morning, the races will start at 8 in the morning, and the marathon awards will start at 11:45 in the morning. For more information and to sign up, visit carmelmarathon.com. Now over to Will with more news at the sports desk.
Thanks, Ted. NFL football is slowly creeping back into the limelight as draft day is coming up. One of the top stories of the draft is Johnny Manziel. Manziel threw at several different college pro days and even threw at Texas A&M, where he had representatives from all 32 teams there to watch him. Manziel has had a rough couple of years after being cut from the Browns, so it is great to see him back out on the football field, where he belongs. In an interview with Scott Van Pelt on Tuesday, Manziel told him he got so low to the point where he questioned whether life is worth living. I hope for the best for Johnny Manziel as he continues his quest to make an NFL team. In local sports, CHTV reporters Maria Sam and Lydia Deal interviewed sophomore Maggie Ernst with her take on lacrosse becoming a varsity sport. Let's take a look.
CHTV reporter Maria Sam. This year, the girls lacrosse team has been declared a varsity sport, so Lydia Deal and I sat down with Maggie Ernst, a sophomore on the lacrosse team, to talk about the recent changes.
Hi, I'm Maggie Ernst and I'm a sophomore on the girls lacrosse team. Since becoming a varsity sport, the school now funds our team, whereas before we had to do fundraisers like we sold pizza. The money that the schools provide for us goes towards like equipment and traveling, like we take a bus down to Culver or Kentucky, using the facilities at school, stuff like that. The practices really haven't changed much since becoming a varsity sport. Everyone's still giving 110%, we run all the time, we condition, everyone's working really hard, so just because we're a varsity sport doesn't change work ethics at all. I think ultimately our goals for this year is to win state, but also just to get to know the girls on the team. There's a ton of new girls, especially incoming freshmen, and I would just like to develop as a player. I could always work on fundamentals like catching and passing, work on that all the time. It's definitely helped. I know there's a lot of girls who are enrolled in the APC class, and we use the facilities at school like the locker room. That's helped out a lot to keep our equipment in. Before becoming a varsity sport, we weren't really recognized that much by the high school. We were just a club. But I think since becoming a varsity sport, there's been a ton new girls that are excited to try it, and we get a lot more school support, I think, which is awesome. When I found out that lacrosse had become a varsity sport, I was so excited. It happened over the summer, and I know that's something that we've all been working for a really long time, and to finally see that dream become a reality, it's really amazing. For incoming players or people that are thinking about trying lacrosse, I definitely would recommend it. It's so much fun. The team really becomes a family throughout the season. We all get super close, and it's a great place to just spend your energy, and whatever baggage you had throughout the day, you can let it go at practice and just have a good time. And we're all working together for the same goals, so it's really just a great time, and I would definitely recommend it.
That's all for your sports news. This has been Will Christie. Back to Maya at the host desk.
Heineken has pulled an ad with the tagline, "Sometimes lighter is better," after getting called out for being terribly racist on Twitter by Chance the Rapper. The ad depicts a bartender sliding a bottle of Heineken Light past a number of people of color before it reaches a white woman and displays the slogan. Chance took his criticism further, tweeting that corporations may be stirring up controversy on purpose in order to get more attention to their brands. However, Chance did appear to be conflicted about the topic, stating that he didn't want to tweet about it and give the brand even more attention. But he says, "How can you not? I'm not saying boycott them, I'm just noticing how often it happens, and I think they're baiting consumers, tweeters, and freelancers." The Heineken ad is the latest commercial to imply lighter skin is better. Last fall, skincare company Dove was under criticism as well. Now over to McLean with more entertainment news.
Thank you, Maya. This past Saturday, March for Our Lives, the student-led demonstration in support of tighter gun control, took place in Washington, D.C. with over 800 other marches throughout the United States and around the world. Many celebrities showed their support for the student organizers. Celebrities such as Miley Cyrus, Ariana Grande, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Demi Lovato, and many other performers took the stage to pay tribute to the 17 lives lost in the deadly school shooting in Parkland, Florida last month. In the midst of the large crowds, Sir Paul McCartney was marching in D.C., as well as Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. At a rally in Los Angeles, comedian Amy Schumer spoke in front of crowds and pleaded lawmakers to protect children from gun violence. And lastly, George Clooney donated over $500,000 to this event and marched alongside the demonstrators calling for stricter gun control. This has been McLean Wood with your entertainment news update. Now back to Ted and Maya at the host desk.
Thanks, McLean. Don't forget to follow CHTV's Twitter page and subscribe to CHTV Carmel Television for more content. This has been Maya Henderson
And Ted Paya, signing off, and have a great spring break.